Yeah. Recording.
Yeah.
Recording.
Recording. Yeah.
Okay. यस्त्व आत्मरतिः एव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मनि एव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Last week we were discussing evam pravartitam chakram nanivartayati yah agāyu indriyāramo mogam partha sajivati. So everybody has to, those who are conditioned, everybody has to work according to the principles that are given in Vedas. Right? Otherwise, one will be entangled in the cycle of sinful activities. Right? So here in this verse, Krishna is talking about self-realization. Who is the self-realized soul? So then, the self-realized soul is the one who takes pleasure in self only. Within himself, he takes pleasure. Right? So, for all of us, for our happiness, we are dependent on others. Isn't it? For a man in family, if the wife is not good, children are not good, son is not studying well, daughter is not studying well, they are worried. Something which is not in your hands. Right? So what kind of spouse you will get? Is it in your hands? Huh? So if that spouse is not behaving well properly, not cooperating, then you become unhappy. So a man's happiness completely depends on what kind of job he has. If he has a good job, to some extent he is happy. If he has a good wife, to some extent he is happy. If he has a good house, like that, no, there is a relief. Otherwise, he is not happy. So, in sum and substance, what we have to say, what we want to say, is that for our happiness in this condition, we are actually dependent on someone else who is not under our control. Right? Who is not under our control. So, how can you, manipulate somebody else's feeling, somebody else's behavior? That's why problems arise in family life. They nagging. Kit करते बोलते हैं. Kit, हाँ? Kit, Kit मत करो. Kit मत करो. So, why? Because wife is thinking, he is not behaving according to my expectations or according to my, which gives me happiness. Husband is thinking, she is not behaving according to my expectations. That is why, husband and wife, they fight. Like Rasad was saying. So that is why this nagging, quality of nagging is inherently there in human existence. Because it is there in Radharani and Gopis. And Radharani and Gopis, they keep nagging Krishna. But that is transcendental. It gives, Krishna is so expert, he adjusts everything in such a way that everybody is happy. Right? So, husbands, if they understand, okay, that it is their birthright to nag. So, the husbands, they tolerate and they keep quiet. And then family life will be very peaceful. Once one person came back to the house and he was asking his son, "My dear son, today why your mother is very silent?" Then he replied, "Actually, she asked me for lipstick. I heard Fevistick." Father said, "Thank you, my dear son. God bless you." So, it is like that. For our happiness, somebody else's behavior decides our happiness. Actually, we should reach a stage we are happy within ourselves. Right? That is called self-realization. So till the time, whatever you may do, you cannot be happy because there is some incompleteness in this world, inability. So something or the other will be missing all the time. When we have something, something else is missing. So because of that, so actually it is the nature of the human being that we are not satisfied whatever we have, but we are always lamenting and hankering for something which we don't have. Right? All of you are here, but we'll be thinking, oh, so and so is not there. Right? It is our nature, you know. Always to find some reason to become unhappy. We always find some reason to become unhappy. Like that. So, that is why Krishna is saying that for a self-realized person, there is no need to do any activity, act any duties, because he is satisfied within himself. Right? Like Srila Prabhupada is saying that suppose I am wearing coat, every day I wash my coat, you know, but I don't eat myself, then I will die. In the same way, every day you are taking care of the body. If you are not giving spiritual food to the soul will suffer. You know, that is the bane of modern civilization, because they are not at all concerned about the soul and its welfare. So, in order to become self-realized, okay, what we have to do, right? Okay. Krishna is saying, for self-realized soul, there is no duty. So, we should not actually assume that I am a self-realized person. Right? Huh? And say, no, I don't have any duties. Huh? Karma karo, phal ka ichha mat karo. Right? They keep saying that. So what does that mean? There is no meaning actually. Like Srila Prabhupada is saying that duck, you know, naturally takes to water. Duck is very fond of water. But if somebody puts me in water, I don't like. You know? Prabhupada said that is called conditioning. Conditioning. But when I become self-realized, there is no conditioning. When I am outside, when I am in water all the time, I am happy. So that is called, self-realization means no conditioning. Now I am conditioned to, I have to eat properly every day, I have to sleep, I have to defend myself, I have to work. All these things I have to do because I am conditioned. Otherwise, for a self-realized soul, there is no conditioning. But sometimes, of course, when Srila Prabhupada and all they came, they act as if they are ordinary human beings. When they eat, sometimes they fall sick. All these things are there, but actually they are not affected. They are not affected. Srila Prabhupada, even though he was very sick, like one devotee was explaining that. Naveen Krishna Prabhu, Purana. He was actually, his father was a doctor. So that time Srila Prabhupada left eating and drinking and all. Just taking little water and only bones are left. All the flesh is gone. 1977, sometime October, November. So Srila Prabhupada was lying on the bed and he was not eating anything, and then he was still translating. 10th canto Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, I think. Lord Brahma is stealing the cows and all. So that is the last chapter he did translation. So if you see the purports and all, you will not think that somebody whose only bones are lying and whose all the flesh is gone away and lying on the bed with severe pain and all, such a person has translated. Right? He is perfect. He was talking about three modes of nature. That was last, three modes of nature. And then how Urdhvam Gachanti Sattvastha, Madhya Tishtanti Rajasa, Jaganna Gunavrittista. He was quoting this verse and he was translating, and that was the last. If you see the video, you will see. Right? All of us, we can't do like that. So an Ayurvedic doctor came and he was checking his pulse. Then he refused to give any medication because they said, oh, this personality is completely transcendental. It's completely transcendental. What medicine he can give it to you? Bhakti Charma was saying, he used to lie down, they would open his mouth and put some medicine, and then he would observe Prabhupada's tongue constantly chanting. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama. Then when this Dr. Corona came from Delhi, Naveen Krishna Prabhu told his father, check. So Prabhupada in that condition, he was asking, how are you, Dr. Corona? Your journey is okay or not? He was telling his disciples, please take care of him, give him prasad. And then he was telling, I'm very sorry, actually I'm not able to get up and receive you. And then Dr. Corona started shedding tears. Just look at this personality. He was lying on the bed without eating enough, and he was asking about my welfare. When we lie down like that, that will be our last thought. How are you? Please take care. Right? So, like that. Many times I told this. Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. He used to do bhajan. Constantly chant Hare Krishna. Then when he was very sick in his last days, the doctor came. Then he was checking with his stethoscope. Right? So for us, the doctor's ear. But when he was checking Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, he was hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Every pore is chanting Hare Krishna. So such people are self-reliant souls. Such people, they don't have any duty to perform. They are not conditioned. Right? But for us, we are, like Prabhupada is saying, that such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women and similar infatuations. But we have those desire, even though we may not be doing, but the desire is there in our heart. So we may do it, the chance arises. That's why till the time we go back to Godhead, we should make sure that we don't meet with such opportunities. We should constantly pray to Krishna, don't give me an opportunity to enjoy in this world. Otherwise, if opportunity comes, we will enjoy. Right? So, somebody is very safe till the time he doesn't have opportunity to enjoy or break regular routines. But if he gets an opportunity, I'm chanting so many years. थोड़ी सी वेरीफाई चलेगा ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं ना अच्छा मूवी है थोड़ी सी वेरीफाई चलता है because the desire is there. So when we become completely free from material enjoyment, then there is no chance. Then that infatuation is gone. Like Haridas Thakur and Prabhupada. Right? That's why the definition of dhira. You know what is the definition of dhira? Huh? Shivani, tell.
Who is not bewildered by sober person.
Dhira means in Abhijnana Shakuntalam, Kalidas defines. Even if there is an opportunity, even if there is provocation, still if he is not disturbed, by the sense pleasures and all, is called Dhira. So even in the presence of sense objects, if you remain calm, then that is called Dhira. First Mataji who joined Hare Krishna movement, Jadurani Mataji, she used to come and all. Then she was having problem with parents and boyfriend reached her and all that. So she was like, Prabhupada said, you can stay with me, I have no problem, but people will criticize. You know? Prabhupada said, Dhira means, Prabhupada actually told that even if you leave me in the room full of naked women, I will not become disturbed. That is called. So such a selfless person actually only can give self-realization. Not somebody who is disturbed by sense pleasures. If I myself become disturbed by sense pleasures, how can I teach you how to become free from sense pleasures? Right? That is why in Shastra it is always advised that one should take shelter of a self-realized person to become self-realized. Right? Already ones whose hands are bound, how can they release others bound? Other people. So it's very important. So in order to become self-realized, we need a lot of willpower. It's not a joke. Enjoy it. And something for me, something for Krishna. Right? That is our policy. We need a lot of willpower. So we should develop that willpower to win, to become self-realized. Right? That is in order to become self-realized, we may face a lot of obstacles on the path of Krishna consciousness. Right? So once one person, he was there. There is a huge boulder, huge rock. So the person was telling that boy, he was telling, you push this rock, push this rock. So he was pushing every day, he was pushing the rock. Big boulder. So after 1 week, the boy met that person. He said, I am pushing this rock, I could not move even an inch. I told you to push, not to move. Right? Just look at yourself. You develop the muscles. Right? Develop muscles. So like that, you will, when the troubles come, when obstacles come, when you face them, then you will also develop willpower. You will also develop spiritual muscles. You require, because this material world, Prabhupada always used to say, metal tabernacle. And what is the meaning? Tabernacle. Material tabernacle. He used to say. Very difficult to get out of this material tabernacle. So like that, you need spiritual muscles, right, to overcome these problems. Even otherwise also, materially also. Most notable famous personalities, they faced a lot of problems. Right? Walt Disney, he was rejected so many times. Then finally, one day he made cartoon of Mickey, cat and Mickey Mouse. Then he became very famous. Even Thomas Edison, 10,000 times he invented this bulb, right? 10,000 times he failed. 10,000 times. Still, he didn't give up. Right? So, then failure is not a failure. If you learn some lesson from that. Understand? Failure is not a failure. If you learn some lesson from that. That's why failures are the stepping stones. I say success slipping stones for right? Slipping stones. If you are too successful, you will become proud. Then you will fall down. Right? Failures are stepping stones for success. And the successes are slipping stones for failure. So be careful. Like that. So there are many obstacles on the path of success, on the path of Krishna consciousness, Krishna self-realization. We have to take care. So some causes are there, some 5 different causes we are listing out. One is lack of ability. They lack will. They lack will to excel. Oh, I am like this only. Conditioning. Like it's called comfort zone. Right? If you want to live in, stay back in comfort zones, right? Comfort zones will become coffins. Right? Like you want to live peacefully, right? So coffins are the best place. That's where right? Live peacefully.
Rest in peace.
Huh?
Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace. That's why they say, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Oh, that is R.I.P. Rest in peace. Right? So, it's not, like that. Yeah. On the sand, if you are walking, if you want to leave your footprints, you have to walk. If you simply sit, you will leave only butt prints, not footprints. Right? So like that, we should have the will to develop the abilities to practice Krishna consciousness properly. So we should not say, I am like this only. What to do? I am like this only. For this life, like Sanjay always keeps saying, blame it on Kali Yuga. Right? Blame it on Kali. I am a Kali Yuga product. Right? Blame it on Kali. There is this story of hare and tortoise. Right? You know the story? There is a competition, running competition, race. Then hare became very complacent, became proud. Then tortoise is very determined. Without stopping anywhere, he continued the race. The hare thought, okay, tortoise, how he can defeat me? So he was very lazy. He became like that. So tortoise won. Okay. Then the hare said, okay, let us have competition one race one more time. So this time, hare won. So tortoise again said, according to my strengths, according to my desire, we should have the race. So tortoise arranged race so that there is a water body in between. Right? So hare again defeated. So tortoise was not disappointed with his lack of abilities, but he was concentrating on his strengths. So we all have some strength. Krishna has given some ability to live in this world, some ability to do some excel. Somebody is very good in mathematics, somebody is very good in theory. Like that, we have to find out our strengths and act accordingly. Right? So we should not. Then the hare and tortoise, they had a meeting. They said, okay, we will run the race again. But this time, when water came, hare sat on the tortoise. And when the land was there, tortoise sat on hare's body. So both are one. So it is win-win situation. Right? So they were actually, this is called teamwork.
What is it called?
Teamwork. Right? Hare and tortoise will race against the situation, but not against each other. Right? So this is the lesson we learn. So that is why Sankirtan movement is very important. Srila Prabhupada gave a very nice example that guitar is there, strings are there, wooden part is there. If they come together, nice music will come. Right? Like that Srila Prabhupada was there, I was also roaming, and all these boys and girls also are roaming. We combine and there is a Sankirtan movement. Like that, in this age of Kali, we should work together in cooperation. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, not one person, he is successful, can be successful. Not one person can have all the abilities like Srila Prabhupada to make this movement successful. Right? So we should, all of us, we should come together and find out what is your strength, what is my strength, what is her strength, what is like that. We should pull together all our abilities and take forward this Sankirtan movement. Right? Like that. So this the first. For everything, teamwork is required. Then second obstacle we face is temptation. The road to success is always dotted with many parking spaces, dhabas, etc. Right? When we are going on the highway, on the 2-3 hours journey only, but we stop at one dhaba and have chai.
Delhi to Kurukshetra, there are many dhabas.
Yeah, that lassi is very famous. Right? Once I went, lassi, they stop there and take lassi. Lassi is bada glass mein lassi dete hain. So if you stop there, we will lose time. Okay? We lose time. Whatever. That last time we went to Badrinath trip. I told you are the slowest person. Wherever they go, they would sit. Hours and hours. You eat this, eat that. Whatever we are supposed to cover in 3 hours, we are used to cover in 6 hours. Everywhere, wherever we go, they will delay like that. So, Hanuman, when he was taken off to go to Lanka, on the way, Mainak Parvat, he requested, because Mainak Parvat requested, because he has done his Hanumanji's ancestors, they have done some favor. So Mainak Parvat said, please take rest for some time. Right? Hanuman said, no. I am on a mission. I will fulfill it, then only I will take rest. So there will be many temptations on our path. We have to be very careful. So if you succumb to the temptations, then our journey to Krishna consciousness, perfection will become slowed down. Right? Like small temptations will attract more than big temptations. Right? Okay, I have 4 rounds to chant. Ek over dekh ke, I will watch 1 over cricket match. So I will finish my rounds. So that 1 hour, Sachin Tendulkar may be hitting 2-3 sixes. Yes. 1 more over. Right? 1 more over. So like that, आधा घंटा 1 घंटा हो जाता है. Okay, our match has come to interesting stage. So I'll while chanting I will watch. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.